Hey everybody, and welcome to Treats,
where you can join conversations about our truths,
realities,
experiences,
advice, and
trending topics.
1, 2, 3,
all right. It is Easter Resurrection Sunday.
Resurrection.
We are back. Treats is back. I am Shanice, and this is my co-host
Rashida.
And we doing this podcast from the comfort of our homes. I think you guys know why we are in the house, and we have some questions and some concerns about what's going on in the house. What's going on
in the house?
Okay, let's just get to it. Okay, this podcast is called Love and Lockdown, and we are tackling Love and Lockdown. We are tackling love while under quarantine right now in all aspects, okay? And so when people saw that topic, they thought like, oh, this doesn't pertain to me. I don't have nobody here. I'm not in a relationship or whatever. It does. It pertains to everybody because, as you know, when it comes to the term love, we're talking about loving relationships, those who are seeking love, those who are on the journey to love.
So this is not platonic relationships. This is romantic relationships.
Well, in the romantic aspects, yeah.
Okay.
In the romantic aspect. But I don't want people to think that it's just about people who are together. Or it applies.
No, because you could have met somebody prior to the quarantine.
Right.
And y'all still trying to manage that.
Right. It could be brand new. Right, friend. It could be brand new. And
what you don't be?
It could be brand new. And we want to tackle all aspects of this topic. So, hypothetically speaking, let's say my co-host is in a loving relationship and they are maybe cohabitating. You understand what I'm saying? They living together. And this is in-house.
Well, that's what living together.
Well, yeah, in-house. And what does that look like in quarantine conditions?
It would matter if the person worked during the quarantine, like if they had to go into work versus you both in the house at the same time
all day
24/7.
Yeah.
I think that it could possibly be a positive thing and a negative thing, because if they're going to work, it's still no difference because they're going to work.
Right.
We'll be at work.
Right.
They're at work. So when they come home, it's no difference. But if y'all both staying at home 24/7, I still think that you should give each other space. You should definitely.
What does that look like? What is that? That's what we want to. That's what I want to know. What does space look like in a cohabitation?
Space maybe. So depending if you have the space, because if you live in an apartment, one may can go into the bedroom, one may can stay in the living room. If you live in a single family home or a townhome, you have multiple rooms where you can give each other the space.
Now we can shift this to the current stay-at-home orders that most of these states are following. Most of the states are following these stay-at-home orders.
Mm-hmm.
Would you deem it an essential need to travel, as if you had to go for groceries, you had to go for a medical appointment? Is the need to be connected to your bae, your love, and I'm not necessarily talking about husband and wife who live together. I'm just talking about outside of a cohabitant environment, like those who live apart. Now we're talking about relationships
that live apart.
Right, that live apart. Is that an essential need to travel?
But Coach?
Well, Coach, maybe. I don't want to say. Coach.
Well, that's the only reason why you traveling, because if it's if you're gonna put your life at risk,
is it essential though? So if you say, hypothetically speaking, I love to ask my co-host these questions. So hypothetically speaking, Rashida, you had a significant other who lives in another city, maybe an hour away with traffic. Let's just say with traffic. Y'all know how the DMV is. And y'all were used to seeing each other weekly, throughout the week, non-habitant, you're not living in a cohabitant area. Y'all live apart. Would it be essential? Would you be out here traveling to go see him?
Oh, I'm traveling.
Could you trust that they have been keeping their distance and have been doing, because that's the issue. Okay.
That's the issue. If the other person has made sure they taken all precautionary measures for quarantine.
Do you know if that's been happening?
I would hope so.
See, no. I don't know.
You're not traveling?
No, if it were me, no. I would have to be like, I wouldn't even say like madly in love. Like, we would have to have been on the brink of committing for me to say, okay.
Well, you said committed. Like you said, in a relationship.
In a relationship. I don't know that I would be traveling. One, and I'll tell you why, for my circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
I live here with my children.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were solo dolo, I might roll the dice on the situation and see what's going on. But because I have children, I don't want to risk coming back, getting in contact with somebody for 15 minutes of fun, come back and have the residue of the coronavirus.
The residue, child.
Floating in boat.
The residue.
I
know how you feel about residue. Okay.
The remnant of coronavirus on me.
The remnants.
And expose my children to that. So it changes the game for me because I have people here that that depend on me. And I have to make sure that they're safe. So, but if it was me alone, I think I wouldn't make it no habit just to be out in these streets. And I would have to know their whereabouts. Where you been? Yeah, now it really matters. Where you been? Okay, you might have avoided that question before, but where you been?
Where you been, sir? Where have you been? Or ma'am, however you rolling?
I need to know. Are you going? Are you going?
Friend, I think I'm traveling.
Oh.
For the ding ding gotta.
The what? The what?
For the ding ding gotta.
The ding ding gotta. Oh Lord. I hope if
it's seriously speaking, it depends. It depends because y'all may be in a committed situation and never even had you maybe have never even interacted that way. So it depends, and if he is not pressing, I just think that this is a time to be creative, and this is a time that really the relationships are really challenged,
mm-hmm.
Or the pursuit of a relationship is really challenged because whereas you may used to be going out on date, you may be used to, just like you said, that weekly spending time with one another, and then now it comes to a halt. I mean, if you are locking down the right way, quarantine the right way, because we know people do whatever the hell they want to do, but if you're doing it the right way, I think that it's up for a challenge, and and this is a time. Okay, well, you know what? It's new. We can see what would come out of this, and then hopefully, when this is over, we can really see if this is someone that I really want to.
Right, you can utilize this time to gauge if if a potential relationship can withstand such forced distance, I guess, or forced separation.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a cohabited situation, I think
mm-hmm.
it tests. I would imagine it tests the relationship
mm-hmm.
to see just how much of this person you understand you are willing to see all the time, every day. Say y'all both working from home. I mean, now y'all in there all day, every day, except for grocery runs
mm-hmm.
and other essential need runs. Y'all are in there every day, all day, every day.
Well, see, I think that it depends on the type of commitment, because if it's husband and wife,
that's different.
It's different.
That's different.
And so you don't have any choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
it's different, but it's not, because even in marriages, everybody ain't staying home all day looking at each other.
That's true.
It could be a stay-at-home situation. It could be a dual a working situation. It could be, that they're not typically just in each other's space all the time. And and I would say a normal type a normal type marriage, it typically consists of like somebody, they're not up underneath each other all the time. They may come home and spend the night every night, but during the day, I would say like it's usually the same as what I would say a relationship, a relationship concept. So, are you letting them over? Are you letting them come in? Are you letting them come in? So we discussed if you traveling, can the young man come by? We don't have I do have a phone call I'm gonna make for this podcast. I had a male's perspective. We'll be chiming in on, but is he coming over?
So it's something that we would have to discuss, because I think that if you are in a pursued relationship or someone is showing interest in you, you're talking pretty much every day, and you pretty much should know whereabouts. And if so is your home? Is what you in the street? What you in the streets for anyway? Why you out there?
Right.
So it depends, and again, it depends on if he's ever been to your house. It depends.
Okay. Well.
So are we saying that relationships that are established, that you've had intimacy already, like yes. Are we putting out those
established situations?
Established in intimacy.
Yes. Is he coming over? You know what it does. You traveled the road several times.
Travel the road. Okay. Well, so
yeah,
transparency, right?
Transparency. Okay. Yeah, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Is he coming over?
The brother's coming over.
He's coming over. So you're gonna risk catching the respiratory infection?
Listen, drink some hot tea and be merry. Okay?
Oh, okay. All right.
Drink some hot tea and be merry.
I wouldn't say I'm fearful of it. I just have some concerns about the virus, and I don't know that I would want to contract it behind. It's just like going out here running.
What's not fair is if you're going out and you so happen to contract it, you may not have contracted it from.
That's different. So let me tell you. So that's different because in that situation, it's not like, oh God, why? Why me? It's like, oh damn, I done caught the coronavirus. But if I'm out here and I catch it from him,
but how would you know if you caught it from him,
friend? If I'm out here and I catch it from him, he come down with the coronavirus. He's sick.
But you could have transmitted to him.
No, stop, Rashida.
I'm just saying.
If he is sick, say he becomes sick, feverish, coughing and whatnot. Say, hey, I'm going to get out, baby. I don't feel well. You don't feel well? You know what I'm saying? So he goes to get tested. He's got the coronavirus. Now you just with this man. You know,
he could have caught it from you.
You know he didn't catch it from you because you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't been in contact. You ain't left your house. You done left the first time for a situational event. And so he is sick now because he's been at work. Okay, no, I'm just saying that you don't mess around and catch the coronavirus.
We breaking up over the Rona.
He done told you, hey, babe, I ain't been nowhere, but you have though. But you have
you need to contact the individual that.
I'm going to go to a poll we put out.
Okay.
To our followers on Instagram. And if you're not following, we are on Instagram at treats.tunein. That is our handle. And so we polled and asked several of our followers to chime in for relationships and or marriages during this time. In what ways are you keeping your marriage or relationship spicy? So during these times, let's be honest. I'm a divorcee. And, there was some times when it just became stale.
Yeah, you got to be creative, think outside the box.
Right. So we know that those moments, those spells already exist, right?
And you got to really like him.
Huh?
You got to really like him.
You
may love him because that's your husband. Yeah, or you just whatever. But
if you're married to him, you must really like him.
No, love and like is different.
You know, if you married to that young man, you must really you have
You
to
at one point you loved and you liked him, but it may be one point and you're just like, I love him because he's my husband. Now, I don't really like him like that.
Okay, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's another topic. It is.
That's a whole other topic. But we know those spells exist in relationships and in marriages. That's with somebody that you done been with for a while. Like there's some dry spells, you know what I'm saying? Some,
Definitely.
you know, figuratively speaking, there's gonna be some dry spells. No.
Don't touch me.
But the question is,
Don't.
how do you keep it spicy during quarantine times where now like, dang, sometimes you get on my nerves already, but shoot, now, we gotta stay here.
Can't even go out nowhere.
I really gotta see you every day. You know, so our followers chimed in. Someone said that this was unique. I like it. I may use it. They said I created.
Oh,
Excuse me. For excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I may do this in the future.
Okay.
Praise
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
They said they created a playlist for him, and they play it when they're in the mood. So, you know,
So the person who the playlist was for play it, or
so she created a playlist for him, and
Okay.
she plays it whenever she's in the mood. So whenever these songs start playing, and
he should know.
she should know. Oh, you know,
Oh,
when
okay. I think that's cute.
that is cute.
That is cute.
That's
You
creative.
like-
That's creative. I think.
Yeah, that is
Um,
cute.
You know, there's a lot of stuff like that floating around where you kind of know, but still to know like a list of songs you can hear rotation, you like, oh,
No, wait a minute.
Okay.
Number 1, number 2.
right. This is the
Number
third
3.
song. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
So if she creates a playlist and she plays it for him when she's in the mood. That's one of the
Mhm.
ways that she keeps her relationship spicy.
Okay.
The second response was pop-up home picnic or dinner for just the two of us. So I guess they're doing like an in-home date.
Yeah, that's cute.
Inside the house, right? Where traditionally y'all probably would eat together, but if you made it special, you know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
see, with that one, I would hope that would be done anyway. Like, we should be picnicking anyway. We should be.
yeah, but under quarantine conditions, it's different. When you at home with somebody that you be with every day, all the time, or you're in a marriage or a relationship where y'all eat together anyway. But from what I'm gathering from this response is that they do a pop-up home picnic or dinner for just us two, like a special dinner, not just like, oh, here you go, like, you know, and sit down on the couch. Y'all actually sit to the dining room table, you dim the lights a little bit, you know,
Little candle.
and have a dinner date inside the house.
That would be nice. That's see all these girl.
That would be nice. Is something going on?
Yeah, that would be good. Girl, that would be that. I mean, you know, I mean, this is cool because it's all these different things people are, you know,
right. Coming
thinking
up with.
about. Like I said before, it's about creativity,
Right.
and
If you want to keep it spicy, though,
you
know
gotta
what I'm
keep
saying?
it spicy, and it's not always about sex and keeping it spicy.
Right. Right. But it's a big part. And I'm telling you, when the spice is going,
Y'all be like rabbits when the spice is going.
yeah, but no, not when the spice is going. You're not like
I
rabbit.
said going.
Oh, going. Yeah, when the spice is up, it's hot. You understand? Spicy. But when the spice is going, it's that mediocre season. You like, okay, this was all right. You know what I'm saying? So people are chiming in. We had one that just wrote.
Get the lube, child.
Oh, child. What?
Never mind. Go.
Okay.
Go
So the next answer was sexy card games.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what I concerning that one time. What I did was when I was married. You know.
Shit, the say.
I had found this company that made coochie coupons.
Oh, so you would issue them out?
So he had a coupon book.
Oh, he could cash in.
He could cash it on his coochie coupon.
Oh, did he have a whole book though?
He had a whole book.
He ain't supposed to get a whole book. You supposed to
It was
drop
a whole book. It was like a coupon book.
I
It
know,
was
but you're supposed to keep the book and issue them out occasionally. You
No,
understand?
it was his book. It was
Yeah.
like, but what it had was different when and where. Like, it wasn't just like, okay, here's a coochie coupon.
Oh, it was
okay,
like this time, this place. You
this
know.
place in the shower, in the car, on the hood, like
Oh.
outside, like
Yeah. It was wild. Okay.
yeah. When I was married.
Okay. I think that's. I wouldn't say necessarily creative because you really can get them pretty much anywhere and do like.
Well, let's say you out in public and he got this coupon book with him,
No, we ain't doing that.
and he has it, and he
Sorry.
flipping through the book.
Sir, you cash it at the house, sir.
No.
So you will cash that coupon at the house.
No, you be like, so where are we gonna do that? But I do like the
Now some open field, where lilies and stuff out in the
it can be
let me
anywhere.
down on the flowers. Put me out on the flower bed, between the corner of the building by the trash dump.
Why not? Well, no, not by the dumpster now. Not by nobody's dumpster, child.
Wanna be by
But definitely,
trash dumpster.
yeah,
Okay. So that was one. They was like
card game. So is a spade is what? What's a spade and what's a?
Well, I mean, they didn't get it specifically as to
Okay.
what they said. They just play sexy card games.
Okay,
So,
okay. That's different. Yeah.
here go another. They said since quarantine, date nights and in middle of week or date nights in middle of week with ratchet activities.
Just be ratchet.
Now that might be fun.
Yeah.
Because I think we all
limits.
harbor some ratchetness, a level of ratchetness. Just a
And
like
that.
Are you? I'm a just a level of ratchetness, a level of ratchetness. I think it's safe to say that we all harbor
a level of ratchetness. We do, but I need some alcohol.
Right there, and so they said ratchet activity, so it could entail alcohol. Just
you gotta get some alcohol.
Out here wilding out like ratchet, get wild ratchet.
Be on the deck, child.
That ain't ratchet. That's
the neighbor be like,
ratchet is getting it in while the curtains is open.
Wide open, yeah. The deck.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean the deck is extreme, Rashida. I don't think nobody going on the deck.
Listen, it's a privacy fence on one side, child. The other side is just
the deck is extreme, but windows open. That's a bit ratchet. That's like, are you just gonna have in front of everybody? Kids out here riding by. They saying date nights in the middle of the week, so I guess they're picking a random day to be ratchet with one another. To just
it is a day. That's cute.
We are asking. We wanted some popular, maybe some unpopular opinions about love and lockdown, and we don't want to just encompass like people in a relationship. We want to talk about people who are single, people who were dating before the pandemic took place, people who are now forced to live apart, people who are now forced to live together all the time under one roof 24 hours a day. What does that look like for you? What is your opinion on in-house right now during the quarantine times?
It's interesting. He's actually about to leave in a few minutes.
Oh, you got somebody there?
He about to leave here.
Okay. He's late. Where is he going?
Back to his house.
I mean, you just gotta be careful with the people in and out of the house, child. It's dangerous.
We just had that conversation
about.
We
were just talking about
traveling to get cooch.
So does he live with you? Oh, so he traveled over. See, this is one of the scenarios. This is one of those scenarios where we wanted to know. Oh, hey, sir. No. Bring him back. Bring the young man back. Excuse me, sir. We just got a real quick question. Babe, we just got a real quick question, sir. We got a real quick question. We need a male's perspective. Hey, how you doing? Just a really quick question. So we are covering love and lockdown. Oh, you handsome.
Thank you.
Oh, Shamita. Yeah, so we want to know, is it worth the travel? It's dangerous out here. There's a respiratory airborne situation going on outside the four walls of the house. Is it essential to visit someone you care about and love on an intimate level? Is it essential?
To travel for cooch. Period. I mean, no sugarcoat. It's essential.
Is it essential?
Is it essential? No, it's not essential. But if you are willing to spend that time with that person, and that's something you should sacrifice if that's really what you cherish. That's what I feel like.
We call it watering the plant.
Watering my garden.
Watering your garden, but possibly getting sick at the same time.
Well,
Okay. All right. So
You may get some weeds in the garden.
you
no weeds.
you
No
you-
weeds.
you-
No weeds.
That's just the virus. The virus is the weeds.
Yeah, the device.
No weeds. No.
So from a male's perspective, we got a male perspective. We'll be getting another. Just wanted to know from if that's deemed essential, because let me tell you, I'm not going nowhere. You understand? And he's, if I don't know your whereabouts, if I don't have your whereabouts documented, I don't know where you've been out here in these streets with this good virus. I might have to leave you be. We're going to do this right here. What we do? I'll be here to do this.
I'm traveling.
That's understandable.
Yeah, so I have children. I'm a single. I have children, like as in more than one, and I just don't feel comfortable. Children is pro. I just don't feel comfortable bringing any remnant back here. Like I couldn't bring it. If I don't know where you was at, I couldn't expose them like that. If it was just me, that's just my personal opinion about it. That's why we having this conversation. Is it worth the travel? But my co-host up top here think it is. But Jamita, y'all two think it is. I have my own opinion about it. It would have to be some out of this world on the moon situation going on, for me to say, come on in. Bring whatever you may. But thank you, sir. You have a blessed Resurrection Sunday.
You too.
But I do like he said if you cherish the situation, you're willing to take the risk to water the garden. Yeah,
I would
water
too.
the garden.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you having a positive experience during your quarantine.
We have Natalie joining us.
Okay, ladies, I'm back.
Welcome.
Right.
Welcome.
Okay.
So we are discussing love under quarantine conditions and how to keep it spicy for those who are in relationships. Is it deemed essential to travel for somebody you care about? And how to, maintain in general in these quarantine times. Maybe you are single, or maybe you were dating before quarantine took off. And so we just kind of want to get an idea on what the people think and share some tips as to what can help keep it balanced.
Okay, so my take, love in quarantine, right? So I am a person who tend to, lean on expert guidance and advice. So if people is saying stay at home and be quarantined, then we probably shouldn't be traveling, to mix and mingle, cuddle and huddle, or do whatever we do when we get together with our significant others. But considering that we are in times where we can capitalize off of technology, we are only just a FaceTime, Zoom,
Like we're
video.
doing now. We're doing a whole invited talk. What's it called? Forgive me. What's the word called? Collaborative discussion. Ingrid will be joining here. She's going to be giving her input via.
Lord, I could have asked a whole bunch of people to get over here if I knew
Friend, I was telling you, friend, I was trying to catch you. You're behind that. You just be slow to respond sometimes. I was trying to tell you this is an open discussion for people to join.
Yeah, this person was Jamita. Okay, I was like, okay.
And then Natalie, but So Ingrid's gonna join in. She'll be relaying her comments in the chat. But go ahead.
But so we can use technology to our advantage and still connect. Now, while there isn't a physical touch aspect to it, you still can feel, connected because of the technology. So it's not wrong with keeping it spicy.
So you not traveling for no.
I'm not traveling because I don't want to. I don't want to risk myself being exposed on the route to coronavirus. Then when I get to where I'm going, I don't know. I might have picked it up along the way, and now my boo got coronavirus, and we both don't know. And then, you know, we go and live our life for the next 2 weeks. He coughing and hacking, I'm coughing and hacking, and then, you know, we like, oh, well, dang, we probably, you know, had it because we was out here frolicking and playing. No, stay over at the house. Boo, I will see you when we come out of quarantine. When we done with this social distancing, it's okay. And honestly, I think, you know, people taking a moment to just get to know themselves individually and be apart, creating a little space may be good for some people relationships anyway.
So we had Jamita online earlier. Jamita may mention her young love situation was just departing her home. He was just leaving. You know, he gave us some good. And listen. I was taken aback by the young man's response. He said, "Listen, I mean, if it's worth the sacrifice, you know, then yes, I'm traveling." I said, "Oh,
so you gonna risk dying?"
He
said that's the cost. Like,
so
let's be real about it.
He said that she was worth
rather
it.
Die.
He said she was worth it.
Okay, girl. Well, you got you a good one now. Girl, you want to lie because if he willing to die for it, girl. Woo, girl.
He said she was worth it. So just real quick, we have Ingrid joining, and she is joining via chat. So she'll be communicating. I think she can hear us, but she can't see us or talk. So she'll be joining via chat just to add her input. And just to bring you up to speed, I don't know if you can hear us, Ingrid, but we were talking about love and quarantine under these circumstances, and how people who are in relationships, marriages, who are dating, who are single, how they are maintaining in these quarantine times, because some people need day-to-day interaction. You know, some people like myself, I do not need it. You understand?
So I got somebody that's married that's going to join.
Oh, excellent. I want to know, like, what would you advise the couple that is in a budding relationship? Like, what would you tell this couple to help them stay afloat during quarantine times? Because now they forced to be in each other's space, you know, per se. And
right. So before quarantine, you had the freedom of, like, you had your space and he may have had his space, right?
Right. Or it was more flexible. There was more ability to go out.
More flexible, like, okay, well, I know you'll come over later. I got X, Y, and Z time. If now that y'all feel like that y'all are in each other's face 24/7, give that separation and not to get upset when you start to feel like, all right, you are kind of getting on my nerves. It's natural. And it's something that you have to get used to. I mean, because I tell you, my husband get on my nerves and he get on mine. I mean, and I probably get on his. But it's fine. It's natural. But to understand that you have to have that time for yourself. If he wants to go play video games or shoot pool or play something on his phone or read a book or put together a puzzle, allow that time apart. So that way, at the end of the day, you guys are coming together at night to lay down and have that quality time. Not to get upset, like, oh, you don't want to spend no time with me. Listen, I do, but sometimes mentally, you have to have that moment of clarity to yourself. And because he or you can't go out, separate rooms or, you know, just having that moment to yourself in cases like this is still important.
I would imagine so. I was telling Rashida earlier, I'm a divorcee, whatever you would call it. And even when I was married, look at this eyelash, y'all, just doing what I want to do. I didn't really like being up under my husband. I didn't like it. I was just like, look, I need some space. And I know myself now, like, I don't know that if I was in a new relationship under these circumstances that I would survive. I don't think that I would survive because I still have not come to terms with, like, sharing my space. So, and I know that's something that you know, with 22 years, I'm pretty sure y'all have finessed that. But You know, I'm more so like, nah, get up off me, bro. Like, excuse me, let me get by right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me. I need my space. And so I've always wondered how like lasting marriages have made it through such like unique times, and especially now I would think like in my mind, I'm like, well, I mean, you made it clear that y'all are still working, so therefore the routine hasn't much changed. But I'm thinking like if the routine had changed and y'all were now both at home, like was that gonna be a problem, or was that gonna be?
No, I don't believe so, because I know when I can sense when my husband's emotions or his levels is off, where he's just looking for some time for his own clarification. You know what I mean? Just for himself.
Yeah, so the question at hand, since Ingrid and Kim just joined, Natalie's still on. She just okay. So the question was, is not, well, I don't want to say coach, but is it essential to travel during this time to see somebody that you love and care about, to spend, that extracurricular time together? Or you had to advise somebody who was dating, would you say, yeah, if you love them, go see them, girl, go on and do you. If y'all love each other, go ahead and get, or would you have some reserve? We got mixed opinions in this group already. So some people feel a certain way about it.
I guess if you feel like, all right, I love this person, then, like, all right, well, let's just be quarantined together.
But the thing about it is, I feel like, first of all, if you're in a relationship or a situation with somebody where y'all living apart, anyway, and y'all say, oh girl, let's go quarantine together, eventually you're gonna want to go back to your own space. Well, at least for me, that would be me.
You chime in?
So I know what my situation, he's a recruiter and I'm an ROTC instructor. So it's kind of hard for us to kind of see each other.
Oh, and Ingrid says, nope, it can wait.
Look, because he goes back to work next Monday.
Okay, so go ahead.
It ain't gonna be no ain't gonna be no you better get a toy or something.
Oh yeah, mine came in the mail yesterday, honey.
Look, I did that for a whole year.
I was waiting for somebody to bring it up, because I'm about to tell you, girl, you better learn how to be one with yourself, okay?
So I only, okay, so let me back up what I said earlier. Let me back up to what I said earlier. So I said that if it was just me, you like, say I lived solo, right? I don't think I would mind, right? Because it's just me. Like I would be out here trying, maybe I might be, we roll the dice on a lot of things in life. You understand? So the coronavirus is just one of them. But I have kids. So, and I'm speaking from like a single mom's perspective. Like I would be too nervous to come in contact with something and then bring that back to the house. Over some peen. You understand? I would be like, okay, well, I got the coronavirus. I caught the coronavirus from you, and now I gave it to my children. You understand? I would not be able to live with that. So, but if it were just Shanice, depending on the situation, if I don't get excited, really, then I may not be going. If I get excited and thought alone, then I might be traveling. You understand? So, and that's just me,
What would you say, Rashida? Would you travel?
Oh, Rashida going.
I said I was traveling.
She remote starting the car. She remote
press the garage and backing out. All right, put in park, put in drive, gone. I'm out of it. If you go to the grocery store,
you might as well stop.
You might.
Yeah, well, I get it. I just if you go into the grocery store, you in and out with your mask, like you boom, boom, boom. Now, if you know what I'm saying,
but you leave to go places.
Hold on. Because you leave to go places. You are strapped on the facial piece. You got your strap on. You understand?
Some people aren't. Some people are not.
Right, but I am. I will be strapped, and so I can go out into the public and into the world. But if I come see you, I can only hope that you've been wearing your mask, right? I can only hope that you ain't came in contact with the coronavirus out here chatting with your neighbor. Y'all over here throwing the football and passing the teacher. I can only hope that wasn't going on. It might have been, and then I go ahead and spread eagle for some you know, the Rona. I can't.
Ready for the room.
I can't. I don't know.
Spread
I
The
can't-
only thing
Right.
is, my only thing is, if you catch it and you wasn't in no, and you
Then
didn't go.
what? Then so what? Then I
So
can't.
I'm like, so you could have.
You could have had you something and died. Is that what you said?
Get out of here, though.
Girl, I'm not trying to die fast. Now I know I'm young and all, but I ain't trying to die.
No one know the day, nor the
I
hour.
still got
Honey.
more than
You can trip
kids.
off
I
the
got
curb
more
and
than
bust your
kids.
head. You don't
And
know.
if he love me, he will respect my choice for the stay quarantine and not be pushing me about no, spreading ego and all of that
No.
stuff.
I think that it depends on the individual. Yeah, it depends on the individual.
This young man, you know, he deliver packages. You understand what I'm saying? And so he in contact with people every day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
He's a hardworking,
What
you
kind
know.
of packages is he delivering to your address?
Yeah, he ain't delivered me none, but I done had one delivered. You understand? And I tested the device out yesterday, and it works just fine. So I mean, you know, I think I'll be fine in the coming weeks. You understand what I'm saying? I'll be fine. But you know, it's just a very interesting topic, and we were just saying it not just in relationships, but people who are like not in a relationship. Like if you were quote unquote dating it, getting to know someone, like what are you doing now? Like, are you just like, well, I'll holler at you when this thing is over?
Keeping in touch. They're not, there ain't nothing changed. How you doing over there? You all right? You need anything? Oh, yeah.
No, they can't ask
yeah.
if you need anything because you ain't gonna get it. You need
You
it.
can put it in the mail.
You ain't putting that in the mail, Natalie.
You can
I'ma
Oh.
mail you
not
something.
you, but I mean, I'm saying, listen, now that we in these situations where we forced to be apart, now you really see the ones who really like you. Because the
Well, that's
ones who
true.
don't, they ain't studying you.
That's true.
They ain't checking on you.
That's
This is
So-
true. This
That's
is
true.
true.
This
That's
is
true.
look, this is the separation some of us might need to let them loose ends fall on down by the wayside. Because I be like, oh, you ain't check on me in quarantine. Don't be asking about me now.
Yeah.
I got somebody, you know, so your man I'm talking to call me. We talk for hours. You understand? Hours, 3 or 4 hours of conversation, which I can appreciate. You know what I'm
That's good.
saying?
It's just
Girl, no,
prepping
nah,
you
that's too
for
long,
what's
girl. That's a
coming.
half a duty day. Girl, ain't nobody
And
throwing the fuck
guess what? Guess what? And guess what? We still have stuff to talk about. Natalie, we still have stuff to talk about. We talk that
Natalie Chris, I got to go.
She said half a good day.
Girl,
We
I'm
still
like
have
4
stuff to talk
hours,
about.
girl. We got to break this up. We can talk an hour a day. That's all. More than that, listen, sir.
Okay, well that works for
Right,
Natalie.
you so
I
busy.
enjoy our conversations. We talk.
Well, I think ultimately during this love and quarantine, it's a time for, like we was mentioning earlier, it's a time to be still. For one, love yourself, love,
Absolutely. Right.
be still, love whomever you're entertaining in the same abode, and be creative. But we got so dependent upon technology and other things that you lose the small things in life,
Yeah,
like
you need
playing
creativity.
on playing at a card table, or Monopoly, or
Right, you need creativity. You have to be stimulated still outside of
right.
what you
And like
done
Ingrid
become
got
adapted
movie night, like they up there bundled up with the darkness and everything. I need
Yeah.
nice. That's nice. It's intimate times, and then you have your time by yourself, and then you have your intimate time by yourself. More intimate time by yourself.
Not to take things for granted.
Like
one,
air. Like air.
You know, and it's just like your sense of freedom to a degree has been changed in a blink of an eye. So spending those times with people, or tackling those projects, or having conversations with family members that you may not have spoken with for years is now the time to kind of like, listen, this literally showed us that tomorrow is not guaranteed. So holding grudges that you forgot what the conversations were even about, you need to go on that and be like, listen, I love you. And it's just as simple as that, and you need to move on. But like you said, Rashida, it's self-growth, and it's like you have to know God and then yourself, because you can't get through it without him. So that's first and foremost, in my opinion.
Thank you so much for joining
Well,
us.
this was a pleasure. This was very nice. I really do like this. Next
Yes.
time you said, please let me know. I'm willing to join in.
See, look,
willing to join in. Yes.
I'm willing to. Thank you, Kim. We appreciate the various perspectives, because everybody has a different look on what's important to them and what matters, and still, collectively can have a respectful dialogue. Thank you all for joining.